What up, y'all weirdos? I am solo today. I'm back out here at Caesars Creek, which is one of my favorite trails in Ohio. I've been wanting to get back out here for a while, for a couple months anyway. So yeah, I took a couple of days off work, and you know, I'm not doing things as I originally had planned, but I am back out here and I'm going to knock out this 15, actually I'm a 16-mile loop today. Man, I miss my dog. I can't wait until the weather warms up. You know, Axel would be okay. I could bring him. The cold ain't going to bother him, but Marley can't handle it. He's not a cold weather dog, and I can't take one and leave the other at home. But man, I hate not having Axel with me. I really do. I miss Hayden and two-word Tony too, but man, I can't wait until it warms up and I can get Axel back out here on the trail with me. He loves it so much, and I hate leaving him behind. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go out here and it'll mostly just be a trail hike today and knock this thing out. Maybe we'll come across something new. I've been doing a little research on the area and I've seen some different points of interest that I wasn't aware of before, so I'll try to check them out. But yeah, man, we'll see what today's adventure brings. I'll catch you guys here in a few minutes on the trail. And so once again, I am starting at the Wellman trailhead, and I have got to get better about remembering the names of these trails and trailheads and whatnot, you know, so that I'm better at using the map. But starting here again at Wellman trailhead, and yeah, man, I love this. I'll tell you guys what though, I had a serious battle this morning, like a real fight with myself. I woke up and tried my hardest to not get out of bed, get ready, and come out and do this hike. I tried everything I could to talk myself out of it. It was cold. It's gonna get colder. It's been rainy. It's gonna rain more. I'm hungry. Like everything that you can think of to talk yourself out of doing something like this. I went through it this morning, but here I am. Got myself up and out here. I did forget a couple things at home as I was trying to get ready and fight it out with myself. One of those things is my wife made some beef stew, and I meant to bring some of that for lunch, and I forgot to pack it up and throw it in the bag. So I stopped at the gas station on the way here and bought some Campbell's beef stew, which is gonna suck and probably not have very much nutrition in it as compared to the homemade stuff. But at least I'll have something to eat here at lunchtime. But yeah, man, this was a challenge. It's an hour and a half drive. You know, I tried to use that to talk myself out of it. I tried to just tell myself I was tired. And yesterday, I successfully did talk myself out of it. I was supposed to get up yesterday morning, if I would have stuck to my plan, drive out here, hike, you know, half the trail maybe, camp overnight, and then I should have been waking up in a tent this morning, cooking me some breakfast, and finishing up for the day. But yeah, yesterday I woke up and there wasn't even a fight yesterday. I just submitted immediately. As soon as that first thought hit my head of not going, I just didn't go. So I kind of regret that, but whatever, it is what it is. I'm here now. So I keep saying I'm gonna start the opposite direction next time I come out here, which would mean I go down that trail, and it's just a mile to the Pioneer Village, because I'd like to have more time to explore that. But I don't know, I love walking around the lake and the dam, and stuff so much. I really just want to get over there. So I'm going to go the same way I always go. And hopefully I make good enough time that I can explore that Pioneer Village a little more. I've actually, this is probably the 5th time I've done this trail, if I'm guessing. And if you've been watching the videos, if you know the Caesars Creek video I'm talking about that I made a couple months ago, we only explored that one side, which would be the side closest to me now, of that Pioneer Village. I have never, in any of those trips, been able to make it to the other side and look at those cabins and see what's over there. So if nothing else, I'll start on that other side today and at least get in as much of that as I can. But that's always, I don't know, that's such a cool part of this adventure. I'll tell you what, the part of me that was saying it's going to be too muddy wasn't completely wrong. It is nice and muddy and slippery. I can feel my feet wanting to slide around just as I'm walking. But that's okay. It's been a while since I've done a solo hike. And I really feel like I'm needing it. I need to go out and knock this 16 miles out by myself. So I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I won the battle this morning, got myself up out of bed to come do this. That water is really running, really flowing down there. Look forward to get on this swinging bridge and see what it looks like. Yeah, I've definitely never come down this little trail here before. So I don't think I've come down this horseshoe trail before, because I had to come over here. Look at this. I mean, you know, we're back in the area of me not knowing anything, but man, this had to have been stacked by someone. You know, whether it was 20 years ago or 2,000 years ago, I don't know, but like, this has to be a man-made wall. There's got to be a structure, a man-made structure, right? I don't know, man. People who know what they're talking about, comment. Tell me your even if you don't know what you're talking about, tell me your thoughts. I love how some people have been commenting and actually giving me their theories. There was one the other day. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name, whoever left the comment, but it was about the pump we found out in the field in Indiana last week. They were saying that their guess was it was used to refill steam engines, that they likely would have needed one of those type of stations every 20 miles or so for the trains. And yeah, the train you've seen, if you watch the video, like the train is right there. It's 100 yards away, the railroad track. So yeah, I appreciate anybody who's engaging and giving me information and thoughts and theories or whatever it is. It helps. I'm really trying to learn as much as I can. I've spent a lot of time out in nature over the last 5 years, but I still don't really understand anything. I wasn't really paying as close attention to my surroundings as I don't know, enough attention to my surroundings to really learn about them. You know, I was more internally focused through all that time, but I'm in a different phase of my life, just a different stage, a different mind state, and I'm trying to learn, trying to grasp as much knowledge and information about the world around me as I can, because it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, this is amazing. Yeah, even on this overcast, gray, cloudy morning, cold, wet, and muddy, it's just absolute beauty. I took so much of it for granted for so long. You know, I tell people a lot that once I got myself out of my drug habit, you know, I don't like saying got myself, with the help of God and my close friends and family, when I was able to break free from addiction, it really is like waking up. And I get so overwhelmed at these things because it really is like opening your eyes for the first time and seeing the world. And just, I don't know, it's just mesmerizing. But I don't know, I'm probably going to do a bunch of ranting and philosophizing and seeming like a pompous ass at times, I'm sure, on this hike, since I am by myself, and it's been the first time I've been by myself for a while. But I don't know, it's hard to put into words what this does for me. But I truly want to capture it the best I can and share it. Because it's been such a gift and so life-changing for me. Just listening to the sound of that water rolling over the rocks, and I don't know, just the realization that I'm alive and I'm here, and I've been gifted with the opportunity to experience all this. It's a lot. It's a lot to think about, and it's a lot to unpack. This is probably as good a spot as any, so I'm going to get my prayer in before I really get the adventure started. So feel free to pray along with me, tune me out, do whatever you're going to do, but I'm going to say my prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I thank you once again for giving me another chance, another opportunity to try and get this thing right, or as close to it as I possibly can. I appreciate more than I can ever express how many opportunities you give me. I know that I fail on a daily basis, but hopefully I'm making steps closer and closer. Lord, continue to work on me, continue to work in my life, continue to touch me and my family and those around me, continue to touch those who are getting something from these videos that I'm making. Lord, touch anybody that will allow you into their lives. I'm not a perfect man, and neither is anyone else. And I understand that, and I'm trying my best to work through it. And I thank you for the world you've created and given me, and the challenges that you put in front of me, and the strength you've given me to overcome. I'm I'm aware of how far I've come over the last 7 years of my life, and I'm aware of how much further I have to go. So Lord, just continue to fuel me and to encourage me, to inspire me, and to work through my friends and my family and my loved ones to keep this fire burning, Lord. So thank you again, Lord. Keep us safe. Watch over our families. Watch over my family while I'm gone today. Ease their minds, ease their anxieties. Keep them comforted that I'm safe and I'm in your hands, Lord. And Lord, just continue to do what you do, Lord. And I'll continue to trust you. And to follow my feet where you tell them to take me. Thank you, Lord. Amen. I got pretty emotional there on that one. You know, I've talked about it in the videos. I'm trying to talk about it more, but my addiction had me, man. I don't know how. I do know how I'm still alive. If it's only through the grace of God, because mathematically it don't add up. I don't buy into the whole I should have or shouldn't have been here. But I am one of those people that would say that you would say I shouldn't even be here right now, but I am. I'm here. I'm on this beautiful trail out here in this beautiful piece of wilderness. I have an amazing wife who absolutely adores me. I have the greatest child. My daughter is the most amazing person who's ever walked this planet aside from Jesus himself. And I couldn't be more grateful, because these opportunities that I keep thanking the Lord for, I don't deserve them, is what it feels like. It feels like I don't deserve them. But yeah, here I am. I remember one time I was praying and I was thanking God for the opportunities, and I was really focused on the fact that I don't deserve them. And I kept saying that in my prayer. And I don't know what anybody watching believes, thinks. I mean, I could sound like just a crazy person rambling to you, and that's fine. That's fine if that's the case. But I believe God talks to us. And while I was saying that prayer, it was like I kept getting interrupted by this voice that was saying, basically it was saying, how dare you claim you don't deserve something that I have deemed you worthy of. And that just kept repeating. The more I would pray and the more I was just trying to, in my mind, trying to show gratitude, that voice just got more persistent and louder and louder and louder. How dare you say you don't deserve what I've already deemed you worthy of? And that's that was probably 2 years ago. And it's something I'm still struggling with to this day, is feeling like I'm deserving or worthy of the blessings that God has given me. Because it's hard when you have a past like I have, and I don't want to make it out like I was Billy the Kid or something like that. You know, I'll get more into my story as time goes on, but I was definitely not good, and I was not in a good place for a very long time. So I have to remind myself, I have to keep telling myself, I am worthy of these blessings. I am deserving of these blessings. I have such a beautiful, adoring wife because I deserve to have such a beautiful, adoring wife. I have the greatest child on the planet because I deserve to have the greatest child on the planet, because God has deemed me worthy of these things. And It's a struggle to believe sometimes, but it is true, because if it weren't, those things wouldn't be there. So I don't know. It's a long-winded explanation, I guess, as to why I got a little emotional with that prayer, because the level of gratitude I feel is too much sometimes. It's too much sometimes. Oh. It is too much sometimes. But I am truly grateful. I'm truly thankful. I looked up and that spooked me a little bit. It almost looks like two shaman from a distance sitting on each side of the bridge. I'm guessing these are made up of lost things people have found on the trail, maybe, or somebody came out and just did this. Yeah, actually looks like somebody just came out and did this. How cool is that? What up, y'all? Yeah, it's cool. So last time I was here, we walked down there. It's too flooded and mucky to, I could do it, but I'm not going to get out there and do that today. But yeah, this water's really up and running. We got quite a bit of rain, lots of snow melt, which, you know, if you've been watching the last few videos. So yeah, well, my water's flowing good. Ooh, walking on this rope bridge messes with your equilibrium. I believe that to be Horseshoe Falls. I can't remember if that's where we went. I'm pretty sure that's where we were down hanging out in the last video. The last video I did out here. Again, it all starts to run together when you go out and do this on a weekly basis. And I'm sure plenty of people watching do it even more than I'd get in a good hike once a week. You know, there's probably people that do it more watching this, or will watch it at some point. So y'all understand what I mean probably better than I do. Picnic table down there, looks like a good little camping spot, maybe. I don't know, maybe that's a trail. Can't remember. You can tell this fencing is new. I know some portion of it, if not all of it, was new, and it was here a couple months ago when I was here. But like I just said, I don't remember if it was all of it. I don't think all of it was. I'm pretty sure we could tell it was still being built. And then look over here. Here we have another burl. So these do appear, at least, to be common in Ohio, because I see them everywhere. So seems like what I heard was accurate, that There's diseased trees in Ohio and trees that will be diseased trees in Ohio. Man, you guys, the struggle is real. Even now in my head, I'm still having to combat that thought of, man, you're not far from the Jeep. I'm like a mile from the Jeep probably. You're not far from the Jeep. Even though you drove all this way, packed your bag, stopped and picked up some food, did all this early, got up early. Even though you did all that, it's not too late to go back and just go home. It's muddy, it's cold, and you're already getting hot. You're miserable. Why are you doing this? Like, it's a real battle, man. I watch myself in these videos, which is an interesting thing to do. If you've never done it, it's still new to me. But it's weird matching up the activity that I'm doing with the mind state that I'm in the moment, because it's like a lot of these times I'm like, man, and I had no go in me whatsoever in that moment, but to watch it on the video, it just looks like I'm hiking up a hill. It's weird. It's a weird juxtaposition. But yeah, still fighting it, man. A mile into the hike, but I'm going to finish this hike. I've got 14 and a half miles to go, and that is daunting as hell for some reason, even though I do this all the time. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finish this hike today. I'm not going back to the car. Yeah, I'm going to, when I post this video, I'm going to link the Caesars Creek video I did a while back too, so if anybody's interested, they can go back and see the difference. But man, this water is really up compared to where it was. So last time I was here, like, you know, spring or fall, it was either late summer or early fall, so the water was really down. And it's not that it's crazy high now, but it's up a lot more than it was last time we were here, and you can tell it was much higher. Look how saturated everything is. You know, another reason I'm out here at Caesars Creek again is I'm still on the hunt for Two-Word Tony. He still hasn't turned up. I'm trying to find him. So I'm checking all the familiar spots, places I think he might be. No luck so far, but he's out there. I know he's out there somewhere. I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna find you, Tony. I'm gonna find you, Two-Word. And through the spillway, which isn't very far into this hike. It's funny because the second time I came here, I remember thinking, I was looking forward to this spot because the first time there was a bald eagle flying around. So I was looking forward to get back here. And I thought it was halfway into the hike. Like, I'm thinking now the playground is halfway. So we'll see. But this is literally like 2 miles in from the trailhead. But you know, a couple years ago, 2 miles felt a lot longer than 2 miles feels now. I'm going to have to start peeling layers. I'm getting hot. It's only like 21 degrees and I'm getting hot. Now, this $25 Walmart down jacket I keep talking about is why I'm getting hot. It's so much better than I thought it was going to be when I bought it even. It does a good job keeping me warm. But what it does lack is heat dump options. It'd be nice to have some zippers up under the armpits. That's really maybe the only change I would really know to make right now, but when I upgrade, I'm going to upgrade to one that has that for sure. But man, as far as keeping me warm and pocket space and whatnot, this thing is excellent. And it's actually a real down jacket. I didn't think that was going to be the case when I bought it. I just needed something quickly. Yeah, look at that playground right there. 4 minutes away from where I said I think it's about the halfway point. I gotta peel this jacket. I'm cooking hot, man. I start sweating. That's the thing I know you gotta look out for. You don't want to start sweating. I've already started sweating. So, we're gonna take care of that right quick. We're gonna take care of that right quick. The other good thing about these jackets is they pack down into nothing. Except for just about whatever you have in the pockets. So I don't know how big of a backpack most people carry with them when they do this backpacking or hiking around thing, but I've got a 65 liter here and it's not big enough. Now, I don't have high dollar like equipment, like ultra lightweight high dollar equipment, so I understand that contributes to my inability to comprehend. But I don't know how people go on like day-long hikes with like 30 pound, like a 30 liter backpack. I don't know how they do it, but I mean, maybe that is just the answer, is just investing in the high dollar ultralight stuff, which I've been doing slowly but surely, but it's gonna take me a while to get there. I ain't made out of money. Not that I think y'all are, but I definitely ain't, so I have to acquire these things slowly over time. But I'll get there. I'll get there, because my goal is to do some serious backpacking over the next 20 years, maybe 30. We'll see how long. We'll see how much time God has planned for me, but I definitely want to spend the rest of my life doing these types of things. That's definitely where I'm at, so yeah, I'll be invested. A little road walk. This one ain't bad. Now, the bridge I gotta cross later, it's a little more intimidating. Cars coming up behind me. It's not necessarily like it doesn't scare me, but I do always think like, well, my life is in the hands of whoever that is rolling up behind me. I hope they're paying attention. So, I don't know. Maybe that's some type of OCD or something. I don't know. But it is, I always do think about it. But like I said, it's not necessarily a scary thing, like a scary feeling or anything. Just kind of a thing that I guess I recognize to be true. So I think about it. So I've never paid attention to this, but I guess if you go across the street, that goes to Caesars Creek Gorge, which I know literally zero about. Shame on me. But that's something we'll have to look into and maybe plan a future adventure. I do see the symbol up there for hikers or backpackers, so yeah, I'll have to look into that, and maybe next time I come out here, that's what we'll do. Huh. I'll tell you guys something I always do for anybody who might see this and plan their own little trip based on it. You know, that bridge I just crossed is right down here. And once I get to this Caesars Creek Gorge sign, I always, for some reason, I always come in and I walk down this road and I'll walk all the way down there before I realize I was supposed to come on this side of this wooden fence and go this way. I literally do that every time except for this time. And I almost did it this time. But I don't know, just something to keep in mind, I guess. I know everybody ain't as forgetful as I am, because I'm pretty forgetful, but I don't know, that's just been one I've missed every time I've come out here for some reason. You know, being that it is only like 21 degrees right now, it's got me thinking about how one of the most common things people that I know in my life say to me when they watch my YouTube videos is, you need to start wearing a jacket. How do you not have a jacket on? And the answer to that is, I just run hot. I don't know. I just run hot. But yeah, my two-word Tony, who hopefully I find somewhere out here, he says I run 30 degrees hotter than the normal person. But like, this weather's too cold for him. So yeah, I don't know, I just run hot, y'all. That's all I can really say about it. I think maybe this is why I always walk down that lane, is because if you keep walking the road, you do come up to this lane that you do have to walk down. I mean, this is part of actually part of the trail. You see the green line there, right there. That lane, this lane actually is part of the trail, so maybe that's why I always get confused back there and want to walk down that lane. I bet it is. Which, here's another playground, which probably contributes to me not being able to remember exactly where the playground is. I need excuses for my poor memory, y'all. I need excuses outside of the obvious. But man, I don't know if you can see that, but there's just all kinds of intertwining, interconnecting trails through here. So you kind of just gotta keep your eyes peeled. Keep your map handy if you're coming out here the first few times. And this is, like I said, probably my 5th time out here, and I'm still checking my map pretty regularly. Got to run over here to this shelter to show you guys this, but I was talking about my beautiful wife and my amazing daughter a little bit ago, and my wife, she just sent this to me, if you can see it. It's my daughter 20 years ago when she was just a baby, and my wife 20 years ago, still looking exactly the same as she does now. It's crazy. So that's my everything right there. That's why I do everything, man. Even this. I don't know who will or won't understand, but this hiking is a necessity of my life. It's how I keep myself balanced. It's how I keep myself mentally, physically, and spiritually balanced. And without this, I can't be the best version of myself for them. So I prioritize this. You know, I know different people have different lives, and for a lot of married couples, Saturday might be, you know, date night with their spouse or whatever. And sometimes I feel selfish committing my Saturdays to this, but anytime I slack off and start not pushing myself through these challenges and making myself get up like I did today and doing these things, everything else in my world seems to start to fray. So yeah, that picture right there I just shared with y'all, I hope it shows up good in the video, but that's why I do even this. No matter how many reasons I give, no matter how much time I spend talking about it and putting it into words, it really boils down to that at the end of the day. So I love you, Lynn, my beautiful wife, and I love you, Jalen, my wonderful daughter, more than I'll ever be able to adequately show you, but I do. And I thank God every day for making me who I am, because I have you, and I wouldn't change anything. So guys, here is exactly why my original plan was to come out here yesterday morning, do some hiking and exploring, camp overnight, and finish out my trip today. This is why I wanted to do that, is because you see Hopewell Day Lodge and Adena Trace Loop Trail. Until 2 months ago, when I stumbled across Doogie's Earthworks YouTube channel, and in particular, once I did a collab with him, I didn't even know what Hopewell or Adena meant. I didn't know. I've walked by that. I didn't know what this stuff meant. But since my interest has been piqued in these things, that's just, my mind is going crazy with it. I want to learn. I want to understand more. I want to see more. Like, it's really where my my curiosity is peaking right now is in this. So, and planning for this next little solo hike, I've been wanting to do this solo hike for a while. So in planning for this, if you can call it that, I was looking at the map and I started seeing all these Hopewell and Adena things that I just never noticed before, and it's like, oh, there's probably all kinds of cool stuff if I were to start cutting through and punching in through these woods, that we'd find earthworky looking stuff and mounds, maybe, who knows, you know. But man, what a great playground for my imagination. So I wanted to get out here and spend a couple days really doing that. Look at those mushrooms in that log. That's awesome. But yeah, I wanted to get out here and explore. Now I'm kind of mad at myself for not just getting out of bed yesterday and doing what I planned on doing. But there were reasons I needed to be home, and there were reasons I needed to be home, so it worked out. This is what it was meant to be. What kind of mushrooms are those? Those jack-o'-lanterns? I think jack-o'-lanterns usually come up off of wood that's buried, but I'm not sure. Look at this funky tree. Trail marker tree. I don't know. Again, I don't know how to age these things, but I don't know how old a tree even gets. But now that I know they're out there, anything I see like this is suspect. I mean, I don't know if you can see, look at the zigzag in that branch right there. Interesting. This is why I want to get you out here, brother. Here's a nice little spot. This is such a cool place. More little ducks over there. Oh man, you know, more than anything in the world, I like being together with friends and family and people I care about. And I love getting as many people as I can together and going on these hiking trips or kayaking adventures, or trying to drag people around to these music festivals with me and whatnot. Because man, I do love camaraderie, and I just love my people. But it is hard to breathe and talk and walk up a hill, for one. But there's something that really draws me to getting out here and doing these solo hikes every once in a while. And it's like something I keep talking about. It's a necessity. I have to do it. But I think about and I wonder, as such a person who enjoys the company of other people so much, and just really thrives being with my loved ones, where does the urge or the need to get out here and do these challenging things by myself, where does that come from? And as I'm thinking about it, I think that maybe it's because I'm the type of person who is very good at cheerleading others and supporting others. I'm very good at pushing people and encouraging them, but I am not good at doing that for myself at all. So I feel like this need I have to get out and do these things by myself every so often comes from my need to get better about doing things to self-motivate and encourage and talk myself up, and you know, to push myself and not just be there for others, but to consider myself as well. I think that's where this comes from, and I'm gonna keep pulling on that thread, see what it unravels. But I don't know. I do think that's somewhere at the source of it. I don't know, I just wanted to share that. And honestly, I wanted to go back and hear myself say it later. So that's that. Another oddly bent tree. Again, looks young to me, but what I know is that a baby burl at the bottom. Again, looks like it to me. Just passed my second hiker for the day, and it made me think of something, because I said good morning to him. He didn't say anything back. He just waved. But I used to think y'all hikers were just freaking prudes and like snobby, man. Like, I used to think y'all sucked, but I realize people have earbuds in and they're listening to music a lot of times, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't really understand that. I want to be speaking, you know, as a person who has a camera in his hand walking around, but I want to be as completely disconnected as possible while I'm out here. So I've never really understood the wanting to listen to music while you're hiking thing, but different strokes, different folks. I ain't judging, just saying I don't understand it. Ooh, I think a deer just ran through there. I just caught his tail out of the corner of my eye. Things like this, often when I'm hiking, there's these steps going down this hill, and I don't know, it's one of those things that I wonder if it helps or hinders. Like, it's easier, I guess it just depends on who you are. It's actually easier for me to walk alongside of it than to walk on those steps. But, you know, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. You ever come across stuff like this, or have you ever been here and it seems harder to walk down the steps than it does to walk down the hill? Maybe here lies the answer. Maybe it's just, maybe they're easier going up. I don't know, it just feels so unnatural, and again, maybe just acclimated to walking the trail at this point, you know? It's easier for me to walk off of them, or beside of them. So I just happened to look down and found something interesting. You guys tell me what you think. But is this an old pitting stone just stuck in the trail here? It's definitely nice and flat. I'm not going to try pulling it out, but that is a nice smooth divot there. So from what I hear, whether they're even artifacts or not is highly debated, but looks to me like there's an artifact right here in the center of the trail. Right as you come past, like, there's a little beach there with duck blinds on it. Yep, right in the center of the trail right there. So you tell me, post in the comments, is that a pitting stone or nutting stone or whatever you prefer to call it? I believe so. Eastern white pine. You know, and then with this little stream right here would be a good place to root around in for artifacts. You get to this little paved stretch, the blazers are on the ground. And then it tells you, yep, go right. There's your little map. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but this is also the Buckeye Trail. So you come out here, see the blue dotted line. Half of what we're going to walk today is the Buckeye Trail. So you get to knock out the full perimeter loop if you choose to do so, and you complete part of a section hike through the Buckeye Trail at the same time. So it's a double win. And I believe that's why you see the yellow and the blue hash marks on the trees. Seen a few little slide marks walking down the trail. Somebody was doing some slipping and sliding through here, that's for sure. In the last day or two, I'd say. Look. So I just had a runner actually jog by me. I let him pass, and he's passing by. I always do this. I see these guys running the 16-mile trail that I'm hiking, and to be honest, is already kicking my ass. I see these runners and I'm like, man, I'm weak. I am weak. These guys are running this freaking thing and I'm walking and trying to tap out already. Then it occurred to me what I said earlier about when I watch myself on these videos, the actions of my body don't match the lack of go in my mind in those moments. So I imagine they're doing the same thing and I'm doing. Just wanted to tap out the whole time. But the thing that I was really thinking about is physical fitness wise, exercise wise. I am hiking and not jogging this 16-mile trip, but also I'm carrying 40 pounds of stuff that I don't need on my back while I'm doing it. So, and I do that for the exercise. So what I wonder is, relatively speaking, I think I've talked about this before, how does that compare to someone with either no or a very light backpack jogging the whole thing from a exercise standpoint? How do those two things align? Because I bet you the amount of exertion is going to be relatively the same. You know, I stop and take breaks, and so do they. Like, I've had them tell me, walk up the hills, run down them, things like that. So I know it's not like 16 miles of running nonstop. So anyway it goes, salute to those who run or jog these trails, but I'm just curious how that stacks up. Yeah, maybe that's that jogger I just passed, but I was hoping there's nobody in this shelter. There's a car here. I was hoping there's nobody here when I got here. We'll see. I was gonna go over here and take a little break. Let's see how far in I am. I am right now 6.04 miles. So 10 to go. It's crazy how, I mean, I'll say things like it's kicking my ass, but I'm telling you, like, I am about 7 years into this hiking thing. I think this will be my 7th year. And even my endurance, even just compared to 2 years ago, has increased dramatically. Like, I don't know everybody's specific situation, so this ain't gonna apply to everybody, but generally speaking, most people are in good enough shape to get started doing this. You know, if you have the desire to do it, if you watch these videos and think, man, I want to do that, I'd love to do that. If you can walk, like if you're in good enough shape to walk, say, around your block, like go outside and walk around the block, or you're in at least good enough shape, generally speaking, to get started, is what I'm saying. I know that's not going to apply to everybody. I know there are people who can't do this, and I'm not trying to disregard any of that or seem unsympathetic or anything like that. I understand there are people who actually can't, but generally speaking, most people can. You just won't. It's not whether you can or can't, you just won't. You just have to set an attainable goal. It's like the simplest, like the things they tell you in school when you're a kid, you know, set small attainable goals. Just go from there. Start with getting up in the morning and walking around the block, you know, and maybe from there you go to the high school in your neighborhood and walk the track a couple times, and maybe from there you find a park, but, you know, start somewhere. Just, it's an elephant. Eat it one bite at a time. Don't take on more than you don't take on too much at once. You know, don't go from, I've been sitting on the couch most of my life to I'm going to hike 12 miles. Don't do that. But, you know, find you a good mile somewhere that you can start knocking out, just, you know, in the afternoons or in the mornings or whatever time you have available to you. Because, man, I didn't think I'd ever be able, even 3 years ago, I didn't think I'd be out here doing a 16-mile trip by myself. I didn't think I could do it. I would do 10 to 12 miles in a day at the most, and then it would take me sometimes 2 or 3 days to even recuperate. Like, I would do my hikes on Saturdays, and I'd only work from the office at work. I work from home most of the time except for Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I remember going in on Tuesday, hell, this was just a year ago, going in on Tuesday and Wednesday and still being stiff and sore from the hike I did on Saturday. But I don't deal with that anymore at all. I'll feel better when I'm done with this hike than I did when I started. I'm already feeling better than I did when I started it. Like, I'm feeling tremendously better than I did when I started. I didn't even want to start it. So, I don't know, man. Richie's words of encouragement or whatever it is. But if this stuff interests you, just pick a spot, start breaking off small pieces at a time, and start getting yourself acclimated to it. And you can evolve a lot in a couple years. Maybe that's probably ultimately the point I'm trying to make here is, just a few years ago, I didn't think I could pull this off. So, get up, get out, and do something. I think because there isn't anybody here, I might heat up my lunch and eat. It's 11:24. It's a little bit early. No, I think I'll wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna get some more miles behind me, and maybe next picnic table I come to, we'll see. I'm gonna sit here for a minute and relax. It's nice nobody being here. Went around and looked at this place a little bit. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna show you guys. So, I think you can like book this, rent it out or whatever for parties. Because one time we came by here and there was a party, not a party, like a family reunion maybe or something going on here. And they were nice enough to refill our waters for us that day. But, you know, back there's this grill. And they got a nice fire pit over here. Looks like you don't have to go far to find wood. And then there's this trail. Runs back here. I don't want to get down. I don't want to. I'm an hour and a half away from home, and this is a long trail, so I don't want to spend too much time exploring unfamiliar areas. But I'd love to go down there and see where that takes you. I don't know if it takes you maybe down to the lake. I would think so. But this looks like a cool little spot to maybe have a little get together, like a family reunion or something, like I said. So. Yeah, nice little spot. I'm still chewing on just sitting back there and cooking my lunch because it's a nice little spot. Good shelter, nice wind block, but that hunger I was talking about earlier is subsiding. It did subside, so I'm not really feeling hungry right now. And I usually do try to fast at least until 2 o'clock. On days that I'm hiking. But man, just the fact that that's such a nice little spot to stop. Bye-bye, nice little spot to stop. It was nice stopping and visiting with you, but I'm gonna keep going. Try to get at least maybe I'd like to get to 10 miles, eat, relax a little bit. You know what? Maybe I'll wait till I get to the Pioneer Village. Eat there, then I can explore while I'm letting my food settle. And then head on home. It's about 3 more miles to go once I get there, and that'd be a good place to stop and eat. Then I won't have to stop and get something on the way home either, because usually we eat lunch on our adventures and we stop and eat on the way home, because we burn a lot of calories out in this piece, bruh. We'd be burning them calories, so we get hungry. So if I can make it to the Pioneer Village to eat, I should be able to get home without having to stop and spend money on more garbage to put in my body, just so I don't feel hungry. Eat a good meal when I get home. Then my beautiful wife, for certain, will have had prepared for me, because that's what she does. She is amazing. She is amazing. Man, I'm grateful for that woman. Some big old mushrooms growing off that log. With all this snow, melt, and rain we've had, and spring rapidly approaching, man, it just feels like it's going to be a good year for mushrooms. I hope there's lots of morels to find this year. I haven't found, it's been almost 5 years now since I've found anything worth talking about morel wise. I found lots of chicken of the woods, but very few morels over the last 5 years. So man, hopefully this snow and rain, because this is not typical for this area, how much we've had this winter. It's been probably 10 years since we've had this much precipitation in the winter time. So hopefully them little morels be popping come April, bruh. Trying to, man, in 2020 we ate them every day. We found so many. I'm trying to have a repeat of that. They're so good. Jack-o'-lanterns. See, they've got the gill, like the, I don't know what you call them, but those types of gills underneath of them. Fanny rather than veiny. I don't know what you call it. I don't know how to describe them, but I'm pretty sure those are jack-o'-lanterns. Somebody post in the comments if you know, please. Whatever happened to Joey Lawrence? You know what I'm talking about? That dude from Blossom. You remember Blossom? Anybody with me? Joey, what happened to him? Is he still alive? Like, does he still do things? I know what happened to Blossom. She went on to like the Big Bang, and I think, don't she host Jeopardy or something now? But what happened to Joey? Has anybody seen Joey? Yo, if y'all have seen Joey Lawrence, man, let me know what's up with him. Look at those turkey tails. At least I think that's what they are. Looks like somebody harvested something off of here. Maybe some of that, whatever, changa or something. I think that's what it's called. In these woods, you know, you see all these fallen trees, and I've said it before, the scariest part about that is they fell at some point. And man, these trees around here be creaking. So it gets a little intimidating. I think this is where I would have came out had I went straight at that fork back there. But let me consult just to make sure. I don't want to end up going the same way I came. Yeah, I would have came up this way had I gone straight. So that's actually the way I've never gone, but doesn't look like there's probably much of interest on that little stretch. There's nothing on the map marked as a point of interest anyway. Well, y'all, 3.5 hours in and just about to cross over the 8 miles. So another 3.5 and I should be back to the car. But I'm gonna eat. It's gonna take me some time. But I've been taking breaks, little breaks, on this hike anyway. So it's probably safe to say about 3.5 hours I'll be back to the car. Yeah, 8 miles behind me. And yeah, I feel well energized. I feel good. My body feels good. The backpack's not eating me like it is a lot of times by this point of the hike. So far so good. I am looking forward to eating that canned beef stew though, because I am getting hungry again. I think just thinking about it back there re-triggered my hunger. So might not make it the full 10. I might not make it to Pioneer Village. I am probably going to stop at the next picnic table I find and eat some lunch. I remember I used to tell myself when I first started going on these longer hikes that I just got to push myself to that halfway mark, because once you get to the halfway mark, it doesn't matter if you turn around or what, you're not saving yourself any miles. So it's like a sense of relief would kind of come, as strange as that might sound, when I would hit that halfway mark, because it's just the point of no return. You don't have any choice. You don't have any choices left after that. You just got to keep going. I mean, turning around, you know, you're just going back same way you came and re-experiencing it, which that can be fun. But what lies ahead? Same exact amount of miles. So yeah, I used to set them little trail goals for myself. I tell myself a quarter of the way in, okay, I just got to do that 3 more times. You know, then a third of the way in, I just got to do that 2 more times. Then halfway, there's no turning back now. So you might as well just go on and let yourself suffer. Let yourself suffer through it. And that's when, I don't know, that's when the magic happens. Fortunately, I don't have to really do that anymore, but that's where I started. I need to look at the radar, but I'm fairly certain I'm going to get rained on at some point. It's feeling like it. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. I've got ponchos and everything I need to stay dry, so. This big old backpack's not completely useless. It's not completely useless. It's got stuff that I do often use in it, which my little cooker's in there that I'll be using to cook my food up with here shortly, and extra socks, which even though my feet don't feel wet, I probably will change my socks when I stop, just for comfort. It might be a little sweaty. Look how interesting these trees are. Like that one just twists around. Usual spot here on this beach. Why not? It's a beautiful little spot. I want to come out here in the summertime and do some swimming. Beautiful water out here. And there it gets kind of deep, drops off out there. But yeah, what an awesome spot to just hang out. So yeah, I'm gonna sit up here, heat up my food, eat, and then get going again. It's my little heat up food kit for when Hayden's not here with his cast iron skillet and propane cooker and all that. Left the gas in the bag. So this is really not a good place to sit this. It's not level. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. This little kit was only like maybe $20 on Amazon. I think like 15. It's probably not the best, but works for me. What's in there? Almost looks like just gravel dust. Alright, we'll see how this is going to go. Doesn't taste bad cold, so I'd say it's going to be all right. Heat it up. If I can do it without just burning it on the bottom. So we'll see. gonna heat this food up and eat, and I don't know, maybe go wash my stuff up a little bit in the lake and then get back on the trail. So I'll be back with you in a minute. I'm gonna charge these batteries up a little bit too while I'm eating, so I probably won't film any more of the cooking process. But I'll see you back on the trail shortly. So just got done eating, started getting packed up, and did the same thing that I do every time I finish eating and start packing up. I forget to put this back in its case. Don't use it that often, so I be forgetting. It is what it is. That Campbell's chunky beef with country vegetables, it doesn't suck, but it's not good. It doesn't taste like anything, which is weird because you know it's packed full of sodium and stuff. You'd think it'd have some salt taste to it or something at least, but it don't. But like I said, it's not bad. It just doesn't have much taste at all. Be looking for a trash can to throw that in. Looking for a trash can to toss that in. There goes another hiker. I'm gonna put my down jacket back on. It's getting cold sitting still, so I need to warm back up. But we'll be back on the trail momentarily. Well, I said that it felt like I was going to get rained on, and I'm not getting rained on, but if you can see the white on that log, it is starting to snow, which is actually pretty awesome. Well, this is a nice little visit to this beach for lunch. For a non-delicious, somewhat nutritional Midway snack. We'll get on hiking down the trail. Try to get to that village. Geese are honking. I bet they're honking at me too. Literally. They were dead quiet till I walked around that curve. Man, I love this, y'all. I love being out here. I love the water. There's something about water that just calls to me. I love being near water. I love the sounds that it makes. I love the motion when you're on a kayak or a boat, just sitting on it. Just the entire atmosphere around like a lake or a river or even some ponds, you know. Now, you know, this is one of the consequences that comes along with it, because if you want to have that over there, you're gonna have to deal with this right here from time to time, these muddy trails and whatnot. You know, maybe that's another good thing about going and hiking that you learn, is you learn a lot about I don't know, maybe the price of admission or the cost associated with the things you enjoy. get a better understanding of what that entails, what it means, why it's worth it, whether it's worth it. You know, a lot of people would, I mean, look at my boots and legs, and that's not even that bad, especially for being out here 9 miles already, but almost 10 miles. Some people would deem that not worth it. Me, it's worth it. So look at this tree. You know what I'm thinking, if you've been watching any of my videos, I'm gonna send a picture of this to Doogie. But yeah, say that's definitely a marker tree. Thong tree, they go by different names. Directional trees, trail marker trees, thong trees. Jalen, say hi to the YouTube fam.
Hi, YouTube fam.
Your voice still a little weak.
I know.
It's hard to recuperate when you do go to 2 shows in 1 week and do a bunch of screaming.
And crying.
Totes worth, right? Man, y'all, ain't that water beautiful? I love the sound of that. I could set me up a... Do what, babe? Oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, you're gonna hop off here? Hello? Sorry, you keep cutting out. You said you're gonna hop off?
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off here to get my lashes done, but I'll call you later.
Alright, love you, baby.
I love you too. I'll talk to you later.
Alright, bye. Yeah, y'all. I could sleep right over. I'd find me somewhere. Right up in here somewhere. Sit me up on them little bivvies. Just sleep right on the side of the trail. Scare the hell out of some night hikers maybe. But man, that sound is amazing. We're coming up on the Scary Bridge. Now earlier, I was telling you how I'm always thinking about how my life is in the hands of the person driving up behind me when I'm road walking. And I said it's not a scary thought. It's just like a truth that I just think it's a true thing. But this is a little intimidating because there's these big drain holes that if you're not paying attention, you could step your foot right down into. And the cars are just flying by you. And look how high it is. Oh man, getting into the muck. And it is snowing. It's a beautiful snow. I almost say kinda, it's not kinda, it's beautiful. It's a pretty long walk along that bridge. But we're not terribly far from the end of this hike, guys. What happens if you get that way? That's the Buckeye Trail. That's a continue on the Buckeye Trail. Should do that one day. It's a pretty little steep climb up to the road. Yeah. Take my time. Good chunk of fat wood right there. Any backpackers coming through here, you plan any trips, right as you come up to cross this bridge, nice little stump for fat wood. Yeah, I'll be liking this one. I'm just gonna be real with you. But gotta get back to the car. See, here's these holes I was talking about. Watch your step. If you're nervous, if you're a nervous Nelly like me, you're gonna be as far to the right as possible, trying to watch the road as if there's something you could do. And step your foot right down on one of them holes. And you know how I learned that that can easily happen? Because I didn't foot all the way in it, but my foot started to go down in it and I caught it just in time. Yeah, that's be scary. Yeah, we really aren't too far from the end of the hike now. The Pioneer Village is, well, the Civil War Cemetery, African American Civil War Cemetery, I believe, is in like a mile. The Pioneer Village is maybe a mile from that, and then it's 2 miles back. Yeah, I think 2 miles back to the car. So got about 4 miles left. This will clock in around 15 miles, it looks like. So we'll see. I'll check it when we get done, obviously. Man, this bridge is taking forever to get across. I don't like it. I don't like it. Look. What you gonna do? Jump over the wall? Boy, that wind is kicking. We'll see how good this wind blocker thing on the mic works. It is windy and cold, y'all. Yeah, that wind is kicking. That wind is kicking. All right, bridge. We've made it at least over the bridge. Got another little ways to walk up through this nastiness. You gotta watch, man. There's some wrenches and all kinds of stuff laying around. This is my least favorite part of the hike, by far. I'm sure I don't need to explain why. We got to go all the way up there to that Caesar's Creek sign. I'll probably have to zoom in on it when I'm editing. Walking the side of the road like this, and it's just gross. I imagine people could start making a new trail through the woods if enough people were to just start doing it. You know, just get through over here and get into the trees and just make a whole new trail. I don't think that's something we should have to wait on like the state to do. All it requires is walking the same path. I mean, if enough people do it, you could have a pretty well established trail in a couple years. But then you run up to the stuff where I don't know what I'm talking about, like this. Looks like it goes down, which, duh, I don't know what I was thinking. Goes down to the water, but we'll probably get around it, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like you can get around it. Or go just to the bottom of this hill. That would be much nicer than this, because this sucks. All right, so you don't go all the way to the Caesar. I about said Little Caesars. You don't go all the way to the Caesars Creek sign. You still got another 50, 75 yards to go for that, but thankful. It's back into the woods up this way. And away from this highway. Away from this highway. So here's the cemetery, and last time I was here, Hayden and Jeremy pushed a headstone that had fallen over. They put it back in place. I want to go see if it's still in place. Yo, it still stands. It still stands. Yo, Hayden, two-word Tony, man. Y'all did some good work here. She's still on her feet. He's whatever. This rock is still standing. Good job. That's awesome. Look how that's a curved piece of concrete. That's interesting. 1860 to 1928. Look at the size of this tree. Yo, look at the size of this tree stump. So, All Trails was taking me down this way, and I was thinking, I know I haven't gone this way before. So I looked at my map, or I looked at it again, and realized this is the part that I've always cut off. So we're gonna go see. That's why I'm interested. I always clock in over 15, usually like 15.8 miles when I'm done with this hike, when I do cut this section off. So I'm interested in what it's gonna be doing it. It's pretty cool. This is gonna take longer to get to the Pioneer Village, but that's okay. So this is a trailhead. Nice big parking lot right there. Nice shelter, bathrooms. I think I might go ahead and take a little break here, actually. So, I'm actually going to take a break and change the battery on this GoPro. I think let me see, where's it at? Yeah, I better wait. It's 48%. So I'm just gonna take me a few drinks of water, which I forgot I put inside my jacket. Then I'll keep on trucking. Might run to the bathroom while I'm here. Might as well. There's an outhouse. Don't need to use a tree. There we go. Oh man, this has been a good hike, guys. It's been a really good hike. Had a good long conversation with my daughter earlier on the phone. It was a really good conversation. That's all I'm going to share with you. Sorry. Just know it was a really good conversation, and she really is something special. It's nice to get the backpack off for a minute. Look at how that trail looks just going into it. It's got such a welcoming. I don't know, I'm a weirdo, but it's got such like a welcoming, I don't know, glow to it. Hard to put into words. This would be another nice place if there's a group of us. Stop and picnic. Nice fire pit. You could probably camp here, I'm guessing. I don't know. I have to figure all that out. I'm trying not to do a whole bunch of extra walking, but I want to go. See this, I don't want it to get dark on me. Well, I'm at the Pioneer Village again. Can you guys hear the water running underneath the ice? That is awesome. Wow. That makes me want to get down there closer. You could probably go down that way, but again, for the sake of time. So what time is it? It's 2. I've got plenty of time actually, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. Oh, thank God. Oh, well, I guess it'll be a tree. There's another view of that ice. It was singing to me down there. This added little section that I've never done before has got to be another 1.5 miles added onto the trip, I imagine, by looking at the map. So my guess is that this is going to put me at 16.5 to 17 miles when we're done. So we'll see, but I feel like that's what it's going to be. It almost seems like a utility road. It's really wide. It's a really wide section of trail. Yeah, these are campsites according to all trails. But man, it's shoulder after shoulder when you go around this loop, so I'm glad I went around this way. Now I know where like the marked camping places are if I come out here and want to backpack the trail overnight. I don't want to sleep in the woods, which most likely I'm going to want to sleep in the woods, so but at least I know. Nice little fire ring. Plenty of tables. And a grill. Looks like some trails down to the lake. I imagine there's some little spots you could probably get in the water down there. It's a hickory overlook. This is a pretty awesome place to have, only an hour and a half away from home. I'm definitely going to get Hayden and Doogie back out here so we can do some off-trail exploring. I was texting back and forth to Doogie. Well, kind of, it's happening right now, but he said that there is a lot of ancient history here. There's been lots of things found. Let's just see what he said. He said that area is for sure an ancient metropolis. They have found some real old sites out there at Clark County. So, yeah, there's history out here that I was oblivious to, that I want to come out and explore more. So I'm definitely going to get Doogie and Hayden out here so we can go a little crazy. Must be a dangerous spot for some reason. I do know lots of people have drowned out here in Caesars Creek. I don't know the reason why. I think it is a really deep lake, for one. Another campground. And I am going to change his battery. All right, got my battery changed. And it looks like right in front of me. Yeah, lots of camping spots. I'm glad that I came this way and I know that now. Like, even if I wanted to drive out here after work, now I know I can just drive out to the parking lot, set up camp for the night, hike in the morning, cook me some din din, go to sleep in nature, wake up, cook some breakfast, then get my hike. And that'd be ideal, man. That's what I should have done since I didn't get up yesterday morning and come. I should have came last night, but I did not know about these places. I'm learning as I go with all this stuff. Guys, I still haven't went on my first official backpacking trip yet. I've camped. I've kayak camped. I camp at music festivals, but I haven't done like the thing that I'm doing all this training for. I still haven't done yet, but it's coming. It's coming. Finding the right time is a big part of it. Got a family, full-time job, friends. I'm in a poker league. I do a lot of stuff. So it's hard to plan like even 2 or 3 days away if the whole family ain't doing it. And the other part is, usually anytime I am going on 2 or 3 day trips, the whole family's going with me, including my daughter and her husband. We a clique, yo. We hang pretty tight. We like all the same things. So this is the exception. So what I got to start figuring out is like Hocking Hills. I need to rent a cabin in Hocking Hills where my wife, my daughter, and possibly her husband can stay for the weekend while I go out through Hocking Hills and do my backpacking adventure. You know, I need to start thinking about that type of stuff. Pretty sure I'm gonna turn left here, just follow the orange trail, but yeah. My legs are definitely telling me that I've gotten some miles in today. Let's see where I'm at. Thirteen miles, so I'm definitely gonna have 16 and a half to 17 when we're done, now that I've added this loop on. Looks like there's a way down to a little beach. I'm still in this extra loop that I've never taken before. This is definitely gonna add some miles on to the trip. Faux show. Two at a minimum. I bet it might be like 3. Now I'm back on the normal track, so I did at least 1.5 miles since I first, 1.5 miles since I first checked how far I'd gone, and I said I'd add 2/3 of that to whatever that turned out to be, to get an idea of how far that adding that loop actually was. So it's gonna be right at 2 to 2.25 miles, 2 to 2.25 miles. I'm at 13.71 miles right now. I mean, I've still got quite a ways to go. So I'm gonna be close to 17 miles if I don't breach it. I'm gonna do that one. I was looking at the ground because we're going downhill, and looked up and about walked smack into that. All right, y'all, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm tired. I don't want to go home. I just want this to be over. I want to be back in my car, and I want to be comfortable. No, I am tired though. I think I'm tired. I ain't gonna be that much further than I was last time I checked my miles, but let's just see. 14.17. So I don't know, half a mile since last time I updated you or so. But yeah, I'm tired, man. I'm gonna sit here on this log for a second. My legs are like, hey man, you've worked me pretty hard today. How about a break? And I'm just like, no, we gotta keep pushing. But every once in a while, I decide to be nice and say, okay, buddy, you've treated me well today. Sit down on this log for a second. I'm not gonna sit too long. I'll take the load off for a minute. These are the little climbs you want to see when you're already pretty whooped. Were the extra miles worth seeing that part of the lake? I don't know really at this point. It's good to know where the campsites are. That's for sure. I just want to be back in the car. I just want to be back in the car. I just want to be back in the car. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I keep doing this to myself? Look at that. Weird. Maybe a burl that was harvested a long time ago. I don't know. So I have a feeling I'm going across that bridge and up that hill right there. Yeah, that's most certainly what's happening. That's gonna be fun. Woo! Can't wait. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to face this hill. I'm ready to face this hill, boss. Finally, back on the yellow trail. It's been I don't know if I would rate this a hard hike myself in its entirety, but it has its moments. It has its moments, like this one coming up. Every once in a while, nature be letting you know you ain't gonna win. Here we come up on that hill. Let my back stretch out for a second before I take off up that hill. Yeah, guys. As much as I love this stuff, it is not easy. That's ironically what I love about it. It's not easy. You gotta really push yourself through it, man. I know to a lot of people this stuff is easy, but it's not to me. Hopefully I can get to where I'm doing it more than just once a week. Get my body better conditioned to it. I'd like to get out ideally. If I could get out 3 times a week, man, I'd love to do that. But it's hard to get time for that. That is what I would do if I was like actually independently rich, I would probably be out in the woods at least 3 days a week. It's not a terribly hard climb. Really, the trick to these hills is just to take your time and don't exert too much energy. There. We did that. We did it together. I'm currently at 15.2 miles. And I still got a little ways to go due to that detour we took. So, man, I feel like increasing my estimation to like 18 miles, but I don't know, man. I think it's going to break 17 for sure. I think it's going to be set between 17. Man, it's going to break 17 for sure. Possibly could make it 18 or close. We'll see. That's fresh. Sauces in it. What a way to spend a Thursday. Bye, waterfall. Thank you for the visit. I only stopped there for probably however long the video of it is. Add a minute to it maybe. But it was quite refreshing. Just chilling by that water for a minute. Gave me like a boost of energy. It's funny how you can find energy in things like that. Like just when you're feeling pretty depleted. It was like a quick charge. I think right here is where I thought I was earlier. Yeah. Go up here and turn right. But I think the trail, the sign there tells you to go another way, but somebody put like a handwritten thing saying not to do what the sign says. We'll see if it's still there like that. Man, it feels like you walk up this road forever. And it's slightly uphill. It ain't bad. You don't really notice it, but you can see it. Okay, yeah, they wrote on there with a marker. I couldn't remember how they did it. Yeah, Pioneer Village, not to the sea. So the sign says go to the left, 0.7 miles. That is not right. So if you come out here, trust the Sharpie. Trust the Sharpie. Look, they Sharpied it over here too. We're good. Well, there's some daylight left for this Pioneer Village. Then it can get dark. I don't care. I just want to get some of this, some more of this place captured for you guys. I love thinking about just, I don't know, the lives that were lived inside these cabins and what kind of stuff might have taken place in them. What everyday life was like back then. What the dinner table discussions were like. It's cool that we have these preserved pieces of history. They cut a lot of this out. This was like fully canopied over last time I was here. Let's see how many miles we're at. 15.9. Yeah. Yeah, we very well could hit 18. I mean, the Pioneer Village is 2 miles back to the car, and we're not to the Pioneer Village yet. It's just right up here, but we're not there yet. You know, I like hiking in the winter better than hiking in the spring or fall. And one of the reasons for that is, of many, but is this is all the water I've drank on this whole hike. So not even a liter. So you don't need to carry or filter as much water as you do once the spring hits or in the fall. That's what's nice about winter. As long as you invest in the right type of clothing and stuff, you'll stay warm. I have to try to remember to Google it later, but if anybody knows what the FM is for on these stones, they're all down this trail, all over the place. So if anybody knows what that is, throw it down in the comments. So look at that rock. That's very interesting. And I am back to having to push myself really hard to keep going. My legs are spaghetti noodles. My legs are noodles. It is going to be nice getting back in that car. $16.5 miles. Oh, good Lord, we took the long way. So, it don't look like that much, but the blue is what we've done, and the green is what we have left to go. So, almost done, but I am going to hit that 18 miles. I'm pretty certain of that, which is awesome. It's awesome. I ain't done that, and I ain't done nothing over 12 and over by myself in over probably 2 years that I can think of. Perimeter trail. And there's the Pioneer Village, y'all. Yeah, we'll get a good look at that other side. You can check out my last video for the side I don't pay any attention to on this one. Like I said, I'll link it at the end of this video. It'll be an option. You can choose it. Hey, and something else, y'all. If you've stayed with me this far in this long ass video, hit the like button, or subscribe if you're feeling generous. But at a minimum, hit that like button, and even what would be even more appreciated would be to just do some commenting. You know, if you're somebody who knows anything about any of the stuff we explore on this channel, please enlighten us. You know, chime in. Let's make this an interactive world, y'all. Yeah, we're about to go in here, guys, but first I'm gonna unload some trash. All right, got a fresh battery, and we are here. So here's the toll house, originally constructed in 1850. I'll let y'all read that. I don't know if that even helps. Hopefully there's like some time, I need to look into it is all I need to do, but hopefully there's some time where these are open and you can come look at them. That old fireplace. Lucan's house. I moved here as part of the exodus of Quakers to the area. Sorry guys, it's getting a little too chilly for me to stand in one place too much and read. How cool is this little gathering place? Is this for like a church? Maybe like an outdoor, maybe just, and this is probably completely modern. Who knows? Elam, 1802. Look at that, 1802. You know, if you think about it, that's really not that long ago. These were the kind of houses we were living in. Hawkins cabin. Is this open? No. Due for some repairs, eh? I went through there last time. Yeah, it was so dark in that last video that you couldn't really make things out very well. I switched it to 4K since we were losing a little light. That did seem to brighten up the screen when I did that last week. It's Hatfield. Yeah, man. Cool, 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 cool pieces of history. And I'm gonna keep a trucking. Thanks for the visit, Pioneer Village. Satellite dishes. All right, let's do a miles check. 16.92. 16.92, and we are basically on our, we're on our way back to the car. Yeah, I needed this walk today. Get out by myself and let my head clear up. Get a stamina workout in. I needed this bad. You never really know how bad you need something, or a lot of times if you don't even know you need it at all until you just do it or you get it. But I definitely needed this. So right up here is the road I come in on. Just right up there. Now, I could just walk up the road there to the parking lot I parked in, but I'm actually going to take the longer way and go through the woods, because as tired as I am, I'm not quite ready for this hike to be over. So I'm going to take this route. I will see y'all in the parking lot. I'm just going to take this last little bit in to myself. All right, y'all. We did it. Get to the car and I'll check the miles. Back to the Woman Trailhead. Back to my beautiful, beautiful Jeep. Oh, she's never looked so good to me before. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Woo! Got at least 18 miles. Let's see. $17.63. Close enough. Yeah, boy. Say I can't do it. Say I can't do it. Say you can't do it. All right, man. That'll be it for the weirdo outside. That'll be it for the weirdo outside today. Hopefully next time, Easy Way Hey Hey will be back with us. He's a little under the weather right now. And we didn't find Two-Word, or I didn't find Two-Word Tony on this trip. But Tony, we're looking for you. We're looking for you, buddy. We're looking for you. So, catch you next time. Be weird out loud, y'all.